Breaking news in the Bronx. This is Bronx Fan Central.
A star arrived in the Bronx carrying himself like a king, promising record-breaking numbers. But the reality? A desert of hits and costly mistakes that are losing games. The swagger that once dazzled Miami has turned into poison here because New York doesn't forgive those who talk big and produce little. This is Ryan Carter, and I'll ask you, do you want this guy gone, or do you still believe in the hype? The $10 million plan is melting away. Let's break down why. The situation with Jazz Chisholm Jr. has reached an unsustainable point. He stepped onto Yankee Stadium during spring training full of confidence, telling anyone who would listen that he'd hit the absurd mark of 50 home runs and steal 50 bases. But once the regular season started, the numbers began telling a very different and tragic story. Last Saturday, while the team crushed the Royals 13-4, with nearly the entire lineup producing, he went 0 for 4 at the plate and struck out 3 times in embarrassing fashion. His batting average has dropped to a miserable 164. No home runs so far, and worst of all, his defense has been failing in a shocking way. Look at this. He's not just struggling at the plate. His defensive play is costing far too much. That talk about him becoming a scapegoat started because his infield instincts seem to have vanished out of nowhere. During that brutal stretch in mid-April, it was a simple mistake in extra innings against Tampa Bay that handed the win to the Rays. That's over $10 million spent on a player who looks completely lost on the field, lacking focus, with a contract that expires at the end of the year. The big issue here is timing. The New York Yankees came out flying an incredible stretch of 7 wins in 8 games. At that point, Jazz's mistakes were being masked by the explosive offense from Juan Soto, Aaron Judge, and company. But then came the losing streak, and this fan base isn't blind. When the team dropped 7 out of 9 games, the spotlight turned directly to the black hole that second base has become. Right now, we're battling the Tampa Bay Rays for the top of the division, and every out at the plate feels massive. But let's be honest, we've seen this movie before in the Bronx. Who remembers Joey Gallo? He crushed the ball in Texas, came to New York expecting to be the star, and got completely swallowed by the pressure of Monument Park. And before him, there was Sonny Gray. Wearing those pinstripes is very different from playing under the sun in Miami without the same pressure. Either you have the mindset to handle it here, or the city will eat you alive. Think about it. You, the fan who pays top dollar for a ticket. Do you feel proud watching a guy promise the world and fail to deliver even the basics? Go ahead and drop a like if you agree that effort matters more than talk. Don't you think the front office is already regretting sending their young talents to Miami? If Brian Cashman and Aaron Boone decide to turn him into a trade asset before the deadline, they'll have to swallow a loss. His market value right now is a tiny fraction of what it was last year. Moving him now means publicly admitting the mistake and hoping to get any mid-level prospect in return. It's a bitter pill to swallow. Behind the scenes in the clubhouse, the talk is that his star-like attitude before delivering results has created natural isolation. The veterans on this team respect players who put in the work, quietly, not someone who goes to the media talking about 50-50 seasons to boost their ego. Word is that the coaching staff's trust is hanging by a thread. This affects everything on the roster. With a hole in the lower part of the lineup, opposing pitchers avoid the top of the order and attack the weak links. The bullpen ends up under constant pressure because the offense can't extend leads all because he's become a non-factor. In my view, his time is up. I watch every inning, analyze every play, and I'll tell you, he doesn't have the grit this jersey demands. I'd trade him tomorrow for an average reliever if it meant removing this massive weight from the clubhouse. Arrogance has destroyed what little focused baseball he had left. Does Boone have the courage to bench him for good, or are we going to stay hostage to empty promises? Drop a comment below. Who would you call up from the minors to take his place? Around here, we talk Yankees every single day, so make sure to subscribe.